Well, the new year is giving way to a new round of scams targeting renters. Realtors are warning about rip-offs where fake ads are used to get people to send money to the wrong place. 9 News real estate expert Lane Lyon joins us live this morning to explain a little bit more. He's also a realtor and managing broker at Coldwell Banker. Lane, good morning.
Hi, Jordan, good morning. Thanks for having me on to talk about this.
Yeah, this is really important because I've seen some of these ads before and they look pretty legit.
They really are. And you know, these fraudsters make it look really professional. They're using websites that many of us know about: Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist ads. They're pulling actual photos down from properties that are actually for rent and for properties that are for sale and not even for rent. Jordan, I have a realtor friend who listed a home in Southeast Aurora. The sellers decided to take it off the market. She got 5 calls from people asking if it was still available for rent. She's like, this house is not even for rent. She got suspicious that maybe it was on another site.
Okay.
And just yesterday, I had another agent who went to check out a vacant listing that's for sale. She got there was a man walking around. He had like his girlfriend or wife on FaceTime. They were interested in renting and heard about it from a Craigslist ad. And when the realtor went to check out the Craigslist ad, it said specifically, do not talk to the realtor who's listing this property for sale, presumably because it would ruin the scam.
Well, and we were talking about, kind of newer technology that does make our life easier in some ways, like Venmo, Zelle, is actually now making it easier for people to scam people.
Right. And that's the concern. There are some red flags, though, to be aware of because there are some common threads in a lot of these scams. First of all, be aware of someone who won't meet you in person. They're out of the country. They're not available to meet you. Another good one, Jordan, is the rent is just too good to be true.
Yeah.
They want you to jump on this because it's such a great deal. That is something to be suspicious about, especially if they ask for funds in advance. We're talking first, last month rent, deposit. This is a lot of money that can be leaving through that Venmo account if you're not careful. Also watch for typos in advertising. Gosh, we see that in a lot of the email scams that we see out there too. Just be mindful. If it doesn't quite feel right, you need to make sure you're doing some checks and balances.
But like we were talking about, they do look legit. This isn't like you have a keen eye for this sort of thing. It can get anybody. What are some of the best ways to verify if an ad is in fact real?
It's a good question, and the main thing you need to do is start checking other sites for the same property. Is that property listed for rent from another property management company, for example? Is it listed for sale, which seems strange? Start making calls about it, even if the ad says not to. I talked to a property management company here in Denver who says, unfortunately, this is something they've seen all too often. And oftentimes they get calls from people who say, look, I thought this property was for rent. I see that you're renting it. I already sent my money, first, last month deposit, thousands of dollars. Is there any way I can get the money back? And the answer is no. Jordan, this is a big deal. The FBI, in fact, recently mentioned that in 2022, they estimate $400 million was lost across the country in rental scams alone. So be very careful. And a lot of times we're talking about people who are renting properties because, and we know what the rent rates are right now. This is a lot of money and it's a big loss if you get scammed.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that stinks about it too is there's not really anybody going around checking solely to make sure that these are in fact real. You kind of have to do the legwork yourself, or if you're lucky, you have a realtor that's able to catch that too.
And many realtors right now are going online, they're double checking and they're reporting them. The realtor with the Craigslist scam went to Craigslist. They actually pulled that listing down. We're doing what we can, but you have to be careful.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for the warning. We appreciate it. We don't want any of our friends out there being scammed by this. That's a lot of money.
That would not be fun.
No. All right. Well, Lane, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. Let's get a